There are several ways to see objects in a 3D view. The easiest way is to go to the Quick Access Toolbar and click the default 3D view icon. This icon is actually a quick access to its original command, located under the View tab. The second way is to find and double-click on 3D views in the project browser. But if it is difficult to find a 3D view among all the items listed in the project browser, use the search bar to look for a 3D view. This way, we can access all the 3D views listed inside the project browser. Finally, the third way is to select a bunch of objects in any view and select the selection box icon in the Modify tab. Using this method, Revit gives us a 3D view limited to those selected objects. The box shown around the objects is called a section box. By dragging its grip controls, we can adjust the extent of the 3D in different directions. Now, let's go to one of the 3D views and start navigating around the building. We can zoom in and zoom out by scrolling the mouse's middle button forward and backward. To orbit around the building, simultaneously hold down the Shift key and the mouse middle button and drag to left or right. If you want to orbit around a particular object, select that object first and then repeat the same process. Also, hold down the mouse scroll wheel and move the mouse in different directions to pan around the model. When nothing is selected in a 3D view, the Properties window shows the properties of the active view. Once I select an object, the Properties window shows its associated parameters. By pressing the keyboard Escape key, we can deselect the object and see the 3D view's parameters back in the Properties window. If you're finding this video helpful, check out RevitGamers.com. Our courses go beyond the basics, bringing Revit to life with hundreds of dynamic visuals and animations that make complex concepts feel easy. This unique training approach is designed to speed up your learning and make BIM adoption smoother than ever. Every day, more students and companies are joining Revit Gamers Club to elevate their Revit skills. Don't miss out. Head to RevitGamers.com and see how Revit training can be fun, visual, and incredibly effective. One of the parameters associated with each 3D view is the section box, which can be used to cut the model in different directions. To activate the section box around the building when nothing is selected, turn on the section box in the instance properties. Then, a bounding box surrounding all the model objects appears in the view. Select it and drag its control points inward and outward to adjust the extent of the cut. Please note that you can use the shortcut ZF, standing for Zoom to Fit, to get an extended view, including all the objects fitted within the drawing area. This shortcut can be used in all other views like plans, sections, and elevations. Also, it's worth knowing that there are 6 different visual styles for the elements in a 3D view. The wireframe style hides the element's surface and shows the model with all edges and lines. The hidden line is the same, but with surfaces on. The shaded mode gives an image with colors, indirect light, and shadows. Consistent displays the object similar to shaded, but without light and shadow. In this mode, all the surfaces have a consistent color. The texture's visual style shows the surfaces in real materials. This mode has been added in Revit 2024 and doesn't exist in the previous versions. And finally, the realistic visual style is actually a draft preview of the rendered 3D view, showing all the material's textures, lights, and shadows.